Hello, I'm Kevin Berger. Alzheimer's disease is the most common form of dementia, affecting more than 5 million Americans and 35 million people worldwide. There are a variety of resources available for families dealing with the challenges of Alzheimer's, including the Twin Cities-based online blog, Dating Dementia. Nancy Wurtzel writes and produces Dating Dementia, and she joins us for this segment of Newsmakers. Thanks for joining us, Nancy.
Thank you so much.
Why did you start a blog?
Well, I started the blog in 2010, and it was really in response to the journey that I had experienced as an Alzheimer's caregiver. Both of my grandmothers had the disease, both of my parents. I moved back to Minnesota in 2011. I'd lived in California for many years to help take care of my mother who had the disease and died last year.
I'm sorry to
Thank
hear
you.
that. You tell me that right around this is the time of the year when a lot of people who maybe haven't given a lot of thought to Alzheimer's are all of a sudden concerned about it, that the Alzheimer's Association sees more calls. What goes on around the first of the year typically?
Well, that's very true, because a lot of times people are coming back to visit parents or grandparents or other elderly relatives, and they're seeing lots of changes that they hadn't noticed before, that someone who saw that person on a daily basis may not even notice. So those changes in personality and capabilities, maybe in balance, different issues like hoarding or anger issues or not being able to take care of their checkbook anymore, all those issues are very apparent to someone who's not seen that person in a very long time.
I think part of you as a younger person, you just don't, you want to stick your head in the sand because it's so sad and scary, but we can't. I mean, what do you do when you notice some of those changes? What do you recommend?
Well, the inclination is to just say, I'll come back in the spring and we'll deal
Maybe
with
it'll
it
be better.
then.
Yeah.
Yes, but that's really the worst decision. I recommend that instead of assigning blame and trying to solve problems on your own and maybe agitating the person and the people who are doing the caregiving, instead say, let's go to the family doctor. You can have a physical, you can have an evaluation, and start out there with someone who is known by the person and knows that person's history, and then move forward.
You write quite a bit about your work as a caregiver, and you're also still a daughter. What are some of the challenges for caregivers?
I think that the biggest challenge is realizing that this journey of brain disease, Alzheimer's or other types of diseases, is not one that's a sprint, it's a marathon. And you really have to learn to pace yourself. You have to reach out to others and ask for help. If you try to do it all on your own, that's very disheartening, and you can find that you are damaging your own health and well-being.
How were you able to maintain a relationship? What do you recommend as someone begins this long, slow descent? How do you stay close, connected?
I think that acceptance of the disease is very important, because if you keep fighting it, that's not good for the person and it's not good for you. So meet that person where he or she is and their current capabilities. And then try to find things maybe in the past that they like to do. You can possibly adapt some activities. Try new things, try music. I just saw something the other day about putting an iPod and on someone who has memory loss. And it's just amazing when they hear music from their youth and how they come alive. You have to sort of think outside the box, but definitely what that person needs at that time, not necessarily what you think they need.
Nancy, thanks so much for these great ideas. To find out more about Nancy's blog, it's datingdementia.com. And here's the number for the Minnesota North Dakota chapter, their 24-hour hotline.